Good evening.
Hey, good evening.
Wala pang tao. I mean, may tao pero wala nagko-comment. So hello to the six people or five or four watching us right now.
Yes.
To the three or so people watching us on YouTube. Hello, good evening.
Good evening,
Tampinating
guys.
na. Finally. What up, D
Yeah,
Prime?
D Prime,
Hey, D
what's up?
Prime.
January felt like a marathon.
Lagi naman eh. Every year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hindi na kayo nasanay.
Oh, sanay na.
Yeah, it is what it is.
It is what it is. What up, Doc G? Wow, Doc G is listening to us or watching us
Please
on
don't
a
use your
motorcycle.
phone. Please
No,
don't
I
use
mean
your phone,
if you have the
Doc G.
backrest, okay lang.
Please don't use your phone.
If you have the if you have the box at the back of the motor, Jasper knows what I'm
Fair.
talking about.
Fair, but
If
that's
you have
fair.
the
Yeah.
if you have the box, pwede ka mag-phone.
I wish there would be an option to
Oh, right, diba?
choose.
Tangina, like,
Yeah, diba?
I need the box all the time.
me
I
too.
need I can't
Like,
handle it.
yeah.
Actually, bakit di siya mandatory sa lahat ng movie, sa lahat ng motor? Motor taxi.
Kasi may mga motor na hindi kaya yung lagyan nun, I feel like.
Is it really though? I wouldn't know because I don't have
Like,
one.
may mga ibang motor doon na yung yung hindi talaga kaya. So, yeah. But yeah, I wish
Yeah.
there would be an
Yeah, I wish I
option.
could have the option. Like, yeah.
Because there
Captain
were
Mike, thank you for the stars.
thank you for the stars, Captain Mike. Because there were a couple of times where I legit thought we're gonna get into an accident because I don't have, or malalaglag ako because
Yeah.
wala yung
Yeah,
yung sa
I've
likod,
ridden
diba?
a couple of motorcycles na medyo mahirap yung pagka pwesto sa likod.
Yeah. Doc G is saying that
Bakit? You
come
are
on,
insane.
Doc G, keep your phone in your
then
pocket
again,
for
then
the
again,
meanwhile.
then again, Doc G is the person who injured himself headbutting Kazuchika Okada.
Kala ko you were gonna tell him to keep it in his pants. Pwede naman. In this case,
Yeah,
diba?
in pocket, yeah. For the meantime, diba?
Ako si
Ina,
Captain
hello.
Mike, pinapanood din tayo habang naglalakad. Ingat, baka mahablot din yan.
Hey, what's up, Captain Mike? I hope most of you guys naka-recover na kayo from nung nagpuyat nung
I
Sunday.
have not yet. Jesus.
Ako rin hindi pa.
Jesus.
Ako rin hindi pa.
Man, that was a rough watch.
I think
I'm up at night, but it still was a rough watch for me.
nobody involved in the whole thing. Kahit yung mga Saudi I think nobody liked that.
Yeah, they halata naman they rushed the men's rumble.
Yeah, we'll talk about
because
that
of
in a bit.
Yeah,
I just can't imagine it being like who liked any of this, diba? Like, so go to the Americans in the States, dude. But
yeah, sweet spot sa kanila yun eh. Like alas 10 ng hapon.
I hate.
Or alas 10 ng hapon. After ng rumble, they still got the rest of their day to do their stuff.
Yeah, I guess that's a bad part about having a legitimately global company.
Yeah.
Kaya mag one time zone policy na lang tayong lahat.
Well, the one time zone policy is not going to change the fact that even if let's say it's 8 o'clock right now in the entire world, meron pa rin tulog.
Yeah.
Meron pa rin pupuyat.
May parts pa rin ng mundo na madilim.
Sila mag-a-adjust. Yung ginagawa sa China eh.
Yeah, China,
no.
yeah. China does have that.
It is super
Western
insane.
China, mag-adjust kayo sa East Coast.
No, Russia. I think Russia has like one time zone. No, di pala.
No,
China
it's
has
China.
one time
It's
zone.
China who does that. Yeah. Crazy.
Please hit my music and yeet. My name is Colin Cash Money Cannon.
What do we want to talk about?
Hey, this is the Cosmic Cactus, Paul London.
You're still just a kid. Hello, WWE Universe in the Philippines. This is Charlotte.
Because mommy is always on top.
This is Lola Vice. I love you so much.
They love my Latina heat.
What's going on? This is Xavier Woods, aka Austin Creed.
You are CM Punk.
We are pretty deadly. Yes, boy. Yes, boy.
To say his name.
Say his name and he appears.
Stan C, the voice of Philippine wrestling, University of the Philippines, Diliman.
Romoran, the fancy dad. University of the Philippines, Diliman.
Chino Diao, Best Gout Machine, San Sebastian College Recoletos, College of St. Benilde, De La Salle University, International Academy of Film and Television.
Emil Nate, small forward, the Ateneo de Naga University.
When you're listening,
You're listening.
And you're listening
And you're listening to the Wrestling Podcast.
and you're listening to the Wrestling Podcast.
To the Wrestling Podcast.
Wrestling Podcast.
On our Wrestling Podcast.
the Wrestling Podcast.
You're listening to the Wrestling Podcast. Yeah.
You are watching and listening to the longest running weekly episodic Filipino wrestling podcast. This is the Wrestling Podcast. Stan C, Romoran, and Emil Nate checking in on a Monday night live stream. Thank you so much to everybody who's joining us tonight. We've got a couple of our usuals. We've got some new people as well na napadpad dito sa YouTube and sa Facebook. You know what? Before we get things started, how about we all boo Emil Nate?
Toxic Emil Nate. You are toxic. Toxic.
Emil Nate, who has conveniently ignored lahat ng mga requests natin, yung kanyang sariling promise na magkikit Wilson dance siya, and instead, he did the Ricky Sosa theme. So, boo Emil Nate. Shame. Shame. Toxic. Toxic.
Yeah, welcome to
Wala-
Boost.
Wala pa tayo sa soundboard then.
Toxic na. Wala pa.
Yeah.
Pero toxic
Yeah,
nga talaga si Emil Nate.
That's fine. I welcome the Boost. I still love y'all, so that's fine.
Toxic ka.
You know your response na, I welcome the booze but I still love you all, is exactly the type of thing Eruption would say.
I don't have beef with
Kung,
Eruption.
kung siya gumawa ng Kit Wilson entry,
Oh.
I don't think that the Kit Wilson thing is that viral.
Wow. What a
Jollibee
claim.
made an entry.
Oo nga.
I still believe someone is a wrestling fan. It's whoever runs the account.
All right, Emil Nate. Okay, let's say thank you to everybody who joined us nung Royal Rumble viewing party at Skinny Mike's. We had, 40 plus people, no? At the bar. At 3 a.m.
Yeah, people came walking in. People also, did their thing. They showed up, yung mga early birds. People were surprisingly pouring in from the streets. Not from the streets, but they heard about the viewing party and they came by without pre-registering. So thank you to everyone who dropped by. It was terrible as a show. I mean, yung hour ng show was terrible, but people kept their energy up. Like, I don't know how it happened. I don't know how you guys did it, but you guys did it. Chino was falling asleep. I was trying not to fall asleep. Ang hirap talaga. It really is tough. I have to give props to the Skinny Mike's wait staff. Ang lakas nila. They were built for this, obviously, because it's not their first midnight event. Like, they've done this for other sports, they've done this for other leagues, so they have experience here. Pero I'm glad that they didn't bat an eye at having to do this at 3 a.m. and having to spend the whole post midnight morning before the crack of dawn just serving people, cooking food, making drinks. Ibang klase talaga kayo. You are the real MVPs of this operation. Like, I'm just really putting up the script, putting up the feed, the Netflix feed, and taking the tickets and taking the people who walk in. So really, the people who work at Skinny Mike's are the real MVPs of the whole thing.
Yun. So thank you, Skinny Mics.
Yeah, thank you everybody. Seriously, mahirap nga talagang magsimula ng event, 'di ba? Manonood ka ng event na alam mong 10 oras ng gabi tapos literally pagkatapos ng event, sumikat na yung araw. So nakakagago siya.
Yeah.
And I know from what Roj said moments ago nung pre-show, for some of us, our bodies haven't recovered. My body hasn't recovered, and I'm juggling so much stuff. So I don't know how everyone else who's been able to watch it live, watch SmackDown and the Rumble live, has recovered. Because about 24 or 36 hours after the fact, I haven't recovered.
Yeah. Go, Toxic Emil Nate. How is it your normal operating hours?
Yes, but it was still a rough watch for me. Kasi weekends I like to sleep in, and it's not naman the first Saudi pay-per-view. For some reason, this is the one that talagang sobrang napagod tayo in general. Like, I think it's
No,
much
you know
better.
why? Because it started at 3 a.m. for a Saudi show.
Yeah, okay sana yung mga 12 or 1 kasi after ng event, madilim pa eh. So 3 or 4, so you could easily get your sleep. But here, like you said, Stan, after the show, may araw na sa labas. So it was it's something that I don't want to go through again, but knowing that WrestleMania is going to be there next year, I think we have to prepare ourselves for that.
Mahirap siya actually. I don't know kung, I have no insider information obviously. So hindi ko alam kung ito rin yung magiging schedule for WrestleMania 43. Kasi yung 3 a.m. start time dito sa atin sa Pinas, that was 10 p.m. local time in Saudi.
I think they better learn the lessons here kasi it wasn't just 3 a.m. sa oras natin tapos 7 a.m. tapos. It really was 10 p.m. Start of the show on their end sa Saudi, and they ended at 1 was it?
No, 1 a.m. was when the men's rumble began.
So 2 a.m. 2 a.m.
Yeah,
that's not good for anyone. Nobody should be wrestling around or after midnight, diba? The show should be ending sakto lang by midnight. The show should not be going on. People should not be forced to wrestle and fans to be forced to watch the wrestling after midnight. So that's not a good look at all. I don't care if you have to satisfy the American crowd. You guys chose to do the Saudi show, so do the Saudi time, do the local time, do the Eastern Hemisphere time. Let's not accommodate the Western Hemisphere because it's gonna be tough for everyone involved.
For sure, I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, sobrang hirap lang talaga is all I'll say. Kasi nga, pinagdaan na natin, di ba? So, yun. Let's get to some of the highlights from the Royal Rumble. Kasi other than the logistics, ang dami rin pag-uusapan at i-unpack. And we'll start with the actual Royal Rumble matches. The men's Royal Rumble winner this year is Roman Reigns. First one to win at number 26. Second time in his career. And for the women's Royal Rumble match, Liv Morgan won the match. I believe she was at number 7 nung pumasok siya. It's her first win, finally, after finishing as the runner-up in 2023 and 2024. So, did anybody call Roman or Liv winning sa live stream natin?
No.
I know Liv. Someone called Liv winning here. Yeah. With Roman, I think Roman was really kind of the de facto favorite coming in, because even though we were saying that
favorite of who exactly,
a lot of people, even though we were saying that this one was so unpredictable, in the back of my mind, I still think that maybe this is for Romans to win, and yun na nangyari. The Liv one is not that surprising because she was the favorite. With Roman, also not that surprised. I'm more happy with the Liv win than the Roman win because, I always think of the Rumble as a way to put someone new over to the main event scene, and it did that for Cody all those years ago. So for Roman, who's already an established star, he could main event WrestleMania without winning the Rumble, but I guess that's the direction they're going with, and I'm not happy, but I'm not I'm not gonna get mad at it either.
Cozy Humanoid on YouTube says he hates Roman. I think they took the wrong lessons here from last year's Royal Rumble, men's Royal Rumble, diba? Where Jay won and then Jay got that mega push, and everyone ended up shitting on Jay because he didn't turn out to be the most magnetic, but he is technically, to me, I think he's the most magnetic, one of the most magnetic single stars that they made in the Triple H era. Pero I felt like it was a default because they had no one left.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, sayang
Paano
eh.
no one left? No one left to make?
No one left to, no one left to
As a
properly
viable option.
pull the trigger on as a new star,
Mm.
Like at this point, the top of the card is kind of di naman stacked, pero set in stone na rin. Like, maybe there is no space to make someone new. Pero, so there is no, there is no room then to really experiment and offer someone out there the way they did Jay last year. I feel like a lot of the WrestleMania scene is still up in the air, but we're going back to tried and tested stars because nobody wants to bet on somebody new being made. I don't know, man. Although I probably would have just given it to Obafemi here.
Saka,
But like, why the hell not?
Yeah. Saka for me, I just realized this. We didn't get any build to the Rumble at all. Like people were just declaring.
People were complaining. Yeah, people were complaining about
diba?
this all January that it was the most non-existent Royal Rumble build that they've seen. Personally, I think it was because Saturday night's main event happened a week before the Rumble, so a lot of the stories were being built for that show and not for the Rumble, diba? Because how do you build a Rumble? You just stick 30 men and women in the match and let them fight to the death. That's the build, diba?
Yeah.
Like it is the build every year, and by now most people would have understood it by now. So gets ko rin and gets ko mas gets ko kung bakit nila pinag-effortan yung Saturday Night's main event. Like that felt like a better show to me. A better show to build. But if they didn't have that the week before or last week, I'm sure we would have gotten a much more meaningful Rumble build.
Sino yung pinaka nag-stand out sa inyo in either Rumble? Other than the winners.
Yeah, for me, for the women's, I'll go with two people, Kiana James and Lash Legend. Kiana James, like, this is the first time na a lot of people saw how good she is. Kasi she, up until now, she's just been, the manager, diba? Manager ni Julia. And when she came in, she surprised a lot of people of how good she was. Lash Legend dominated the second half of the Rumble. Really was impressed by her performance. And proved to me that she could go as a single star eventually after they break up the tag team with Nine Jacks. For the men's, Obafemi, of course, that's the name that the first few minutes of the Rumble was kind of reminiscent of the 2020 Rumble where Brock was throwing people one by one. Ganun din ginagawa ni Obafemi. And also, so men's, it was only Obafemi for me, honestly.
I can't answer this properly because I was on autopilot watching the show. Marky DB says on YouTube, Sol Ruka for the women. I agree with that. Sol Ruka really had a good showing. Yeah. I agree with Emil's picks with Kiana James and Lash Legend. It doesn't seem that way because the Saudi crowd isn't that great or isn't great at all. I'll agree with Obafemi. Obafemi is a must-watch wherever he's in, diba? Wherever match he's in.
Yeah.
So,
natakot ba kayo nung isa-isang tinanggal ni Obafemi yung mga kalaban niya? Like Brock did in 2020?
No, because
I love it.
If this is the way to give us a faster Rumble, well, so be it.
Yeah, I was also
let's get the fuck out of here.
Hi Rusev, bye Rusev. Hi Matt Cardona, bye Matt Cardona.
Let us get the fuck out of here.
I was also thinking about that. Okay, I'm okay. They're going through this one, in a very fast pace, and I'm all for it. Kasi by that time, medyo inaantok na rin ako eh.
What about Braun Breaker? Braun Breaker didn't even get 5 seconds of Rumble time, diba? So binugbog siya sa labas.
May story naman yun.
There's a story
with that. Even though you can say there is yet another mask-hooded person.
Yes.
I'm gonna address Anton here in the chat. Hope the paycheck was worth the minute and a half entry to the Rumble. Yes.
Yes, it
Speaking
is.
as a wrestler, that is always worth the paycheck. 1.5 minutes of work, getting paid PLE money. Fuck yes. Give me that money. Give me that money for 1.5 minutes. I don't give a fuck.
Less
Give me
bumps,
that money.
diba? less bumps for the same amount of money. So
Oh,
shit.
diba?
Rusev wasn't getting paid and wasn't getting booked in AEW. Like that's not that's I love AEW, but let's not be let's not get it twisted here because he wasn't getting that work there.
Yeah.
So yes, one bump. Yes, Cozy Humanoid is right. One bump equals to dollars. Fuck yes.
Yeah.
Give me that. I can go to the back. I can shower and get back to the hotel. Fuck yes. Give it to me.
All right. Yeah, let's talk about the Masked Man. Who do you think this one is? Kasi eerily reminiscent of what Theory supposedly did in War Games about the Seth Rollins moveset.
I don't even know anymore.
Yeah, I feel like it was super lazy. Like why do this again?
Yeah.
Like,
Unless Seth is coming back for Mania. But diba? Like what's the point of this shit again?
yeah. Obviously it's a face because it was attacking the Vision, diba?
Yeah.
So the only way this would be worth anything is if it was evil behind under the mask.
Si Royce Keys?
No, it's evil. It's Royce Keys.
It's too small to be evil.
But that would be so hilarious.
Yeah, that would be
why
so
run this exact same angle this time against the heel? Sorry, but
I don't know anymore.
sabi ni YouTube, may balbas. It's gotta be evil, man.
Pero dahil hindi siya heel, ano siya? Good.
Oh, good.
People are saying also Adam Pearce now. I don't see it as well. Medyo malaking
that would be
bukas
that would be the next best thing. That would actually be pretty funny if it was
Si Adam Pearce yun?
Yeah, dude, that would
But
be.
wouldn't he be violating the code of conduct?
I don't
nakamask
care.
nga
That would be so hilarious.
All right.
Adam Pearce, evil, or Kit Wilson.
Let's talk about the surprises. This year, yung surprises, you had Brie Bella for the Women's Royal Rumble match. For the Men's Royal Rumble match, you had the debuting Royce Keys, FKA Powerhouse Hobbs, and Mr. Iguana and La Parca from AAA.
Yeah, I totally forgot. I totally forgot to classify Royce Keys as as a surprise for the men's because I think we all were expecting him anyway. Yeah.
Were we though?
Yeah, I think we
I
were.
was. I was.
People pretty much were.
Okay,
based
okay.
on the rumors. Yeah.
Okay. So, just to be fair to the other side of the conversation, I actually wasn't expecting him to debut at the Rumble. I don't know. I was expecting Obafemi and NXT people, and maybe a couple of AAA people. So yeah.
Yeah, but good for him that he got that big deal and big deal billing by debuting in the Rumble. Obviously, they were leveraging on how people do actually watch AEW or at least be aware of AEW, are aware of AEW to have that reaction to Royce Keys. Not necessarily in Saudi because the Saudi crowd is again terrible as fuck. But people were popping all over the internet for Powerhouse Hobbs and Royce Keys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sige, Emil, go.
Nagising ako dun sa Brie mode, honestly. It was so loud. Brie mode. But it was a nice return. And can we talk about how Michael Cole is dodging, referencing Bryan Danielson? I don't think it's a mortal sin to reference her husband. Diba? She was doing his moves. Diba? So, it was nitpicking.
No. You have a point. Like, if you can acknowledge Powerhouse Hobbs' old name, diba? Like, why not just, if you can, you fucking, or, Cole reference places like Stardom and shit. So, why not?
Danielson? Yeah. That's crazy.
It's not like Danielson wasn't a big part of WWE history.
Oh. Diba? Weird nun.
The rules are pretty arbitrary. Yeah, I will agree with that.
Yeah. Medyo na the Saudi crowd clearly didn't know the AAA wrestlers. Like I noticed, when they came out, like usually Mr. Iguana would get loud pops anywhere, but not here. He didn't get that much of a reaction. Same with La Parca. And yeah, again, it's the crowd. That's why we didn't get the reactions that we want to get for these guys.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about yung minention nyo kanina that Powerhouse Hubs, the name Powerhouse Hubs was actually referenced on TV. So the Tron said Powerhouse Hubs, and then may brick wall, tapos nawasak siya. And then the Royce Keys logo came up, and then there's a Chiron ni Royce Keys, formerly known as Powerhouse Hubs. Binanggit din siya on commentary na this is the name he's now going for.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't like it. Like a lot of people tend to not like people getting new names, especially if it's in the WWE. Kasi syempre, the WWE has a history of forcing people to get new names. But I've accepted that as part of the nature of the company, right? And part of the nature then of the business, because people did go to TNA back in the day and change their names, so it's not a strictly WWE thing. I like that they acknowledged the name Powerhouse Hobbs and then transitioned into the new name. I like that they honored that history. They acknowledged that history. Because under Vince, they wouldn't have gotten that kind of treatment, or he wouldn't have gotten that kind of treatment. So it really rests upon the fact, or whether it really rests upon whether you accept the fact that there is a new WWE name, diba? So because I have accepted that there is always or most often going to be a WWE name, I like that there was a reference to this.
Yeah, I was looking back at all the AEW to WWE moves that has happened in the last couple of years. Parang siya lang yung in-acknowledge yung old name niya. Because Ricky Saints, he wasn't referenced as Ricky Starks. Mariah May wasn't referenced as Mariah May. They just came out with their new names. Diba? Which also makes me wonder how Ethan Page was able to retain Ethan Page. But that's another, that's for another.
One of these days we will have somebody will go on a podcast and say how they get to some people get to keep their names and some people don't.
Iba rin eh, diba? Like si JC Mateo when he debuted. Oh, it's Jeff Cobb.
Oh yeah, they did say Jeff Cobb.
A few days later, naging JC Mateo na siya. So yeah, ako rin, di ko rin alam, honestly.
Maybe
really
maybe some people has a choice to change their names, diba?
No, obviously not. Like I say, if people have the choice to change their names, most likely than not, you wouldn't have to change that name.
Fair.
Because you made your money and they hired you off of the old name. So why would you let go of the old name and start from zero or almost zero with a new name?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think about yung sentiment na walang masyadong shocking moments in the Royal Rumble match? Not just this year, but in the last few years. Kasi napansin ko, di ba, na the surprises aren't as talked about this year or in the last couple of years as they were, say, 2021 or 2020, di ba? There aren't a lot of yung mga legends or yung mga relatively older wrestlers na biglang babalik and it'll start a mini run or a comeback in WWE. That hasn't really happened anymore in recent years. And I think it's more of also because ang deep lang din ng roster ng WWE eh.
Yeah, that's a good thing. For me, that's a good thing. Yeah, that's a good thing. It's a good thing that we don't have they don't have to rely on nostalgia anymore just to have a great Royal Rumble. Like I know this one was kind of bad, but in the last few years, we've been getting compelling Royal Rumbles that doesn't need any surprises at all, or yung mga surprise entrance. So that for me, that is a lot of people are watching the Rumble maybe for the surprises, for the nostalgia, but for me, because of how deep the roster is, I'm okay with it not having surprises at all.
Yeah, okay, here's a hot take. If you're watching the Royal Rumble for surprises, for shocking returns, for shocking moments, then you're kind of watching it for the wrong reasons. But you're watching as a casual, or you're watching as a lapsed fan, or you're watching it to feel some sort of way or to get that high again from your childhood. And unfortunately, you are watching it for the wrong reasons. Because Emil was right when he said that the Rumbles of recent memory are actually pretty closely written in a way that furthers a lot of stories. You can see it in the women's, actually, in the women's Rumble. This year's women's Rumble. Like, if you say you like WWE because they do great storytelling, you're supposed to like the Royal Rumbles under Triple H because they really do some good storytelling. Like, they take a lot of good care, a lot of effort into making sure that a lot of stories are being told and advanced, or at least being started, diba? These are the moments you're supposed to watch this wild, varying, vast tapestry of people, of wrestlers, of superstars for. Diba? Kasi if you're watching just to get a high, then I don't know, man. You're not. This isn't elite ball knowledge on your part. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yung sinasabi na the Royal Rumble is the road to WrestleMania, it doesn't just apply to the winner. It actually applies to
everyone.
I would say 50% at least of the roster. But remember last year, sina Roman, Punk, and Seth, none of them won the Rumble, and yet their story began in the Royal Rumble match.
oh,
Yeah.
it's like Jesus.
Diba?
So it really tells me a lot about what you watch this stuff for. Like the Royal Rumble is like one of our biggest events as a viewing party, organizers, because it's so casual friendly. But you're supposed to be watching it because it sets up a lot of stories. Like this is why it's why they made Unreal on Netflix, because they want to show you how they're telling these stories and how they come up with these stories. But you are just really tuning in because you want to get a boner from getting legends and stuff. Diba?
Yeah.
You want your Leonardo DiCaprio moment pointing at the TV saying you know who that person is. Diba? Like that's what you're watching for. Like
Oh.
like you kind of suck if that's what you're watching for. Like you're not really into this for the ball, for the elite ball.
Yeah,
Speaking of
laki na-
WWE, sige, go.
Ang laki na rin ng pinagbago na actually ng Women's Rumble. Like I was watching rewatching the Women's Rumble last night. Talagang ano eh, wala nang need for legends, because I remember the first few Women's Rumbles we would always get like 1/3 or 1/2 of it are like people who aren't on the active roster. So that's a that's a good character development on their part. And now they can have a great Royal Rumble without really relying on the old guard.
I will say though that I think the Women's Rumble often ends up being better recently because it really does function as a star making vehicle. Like the women kasi are in such the women's divisions, the women's scenes are in such flux that you always end up kind of needing to build new stars. But the men are always so entrenched. The status quo is so established that a lot of times, with the very few exceptions like last year's Rumble, you end up really just reinforcing the status quo, and that's why it felt, that's why it feels flat a lot of the time. Diba? Like you won't see them put the women's rumble at the end anymore because it's no longer a novelty, but it should be the end because it's the more satisfying moment. Like the Liv Morgan story beat was a more satisfying moment because there was a story behind it compared to Roman Reigns winning again. Do you really want to see Roman win again? Because he's been the champion for God knows how long and God knows for how many times now. Okay, that's why it feels flat because they decided to end with this.
Speaking of Liv Morgan, so there was a clip that went around na si Liv was breaking down na nung malapit na siyang umabot dun sa curtain pabalik ng gorilla, and then WWE uploaded yung video of the Judgment Day girls calling Dom right after Liv Morgan won the Rumble. And I know, Ro, you have a couple of thoughts on that since nung Women's Royal Rumble, Liv tossed Raquel out and essentially betrayed her.
Oh no, I didn't say. Like I don't care about the whole kayfabe breaking stuff. Like I don't care about that stuff. I don't defend it as intensely as old heads or some fans who think they want psychology do. Like I don't care. Like I'm a wrestler. I understand what we do behind the scenes about. Like I understand the friendships and the relationships that exist behind the scenes. Like I don't care. Like do that. Should WWE have uploaded that stuff? I don't know. But it still is a thing that resonates with the fans. You say, the Judgment Day is popular, Dom is popular, Liv is popular, the women of the Judgment Day are popular. So I don't really care either way. I think kayfabe is dead. I don't have a problem with Unreal. If you go around watching the WWE's product and complain about kayfabe being dead, that's kind of on you. Because you have kind of bought in and should have accepted, the terms of agreement, the EULA. It's like the EULA of watching WWE, diba? You should have known that WWE is in the business of breaking their own kayfabe. Like why complain about this when this is their business now? This is their side hustle now with Netflix.
Ikaw, Emil, your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with pretty much everything Rose said. You know, we have Unreal, so they're openly acknowledging that this shit is predetermined now. Like there's some steps to how they do things. So these things, it's not an issue to me anymore.
All right. Eto, there was another story beat in the men's rumble that I know you have feelings on, Emil. What do you think about Drew McIntyre getting involved after he defeated Sami Zayn handily nung championship match nila,
Oh, to si
only
Emil.
to cost Cody Rhodes the Royal Rumble match and put him
Toxic.
away for good?
Toxic Emil Nate.
I'm sick of this fucking feud. If I'm gonna be, I already said it in the past. I'm sick of this feud, right?
Baka naman tinuldukan lang ni Drew na yun nga, parang there's no way you're gonna challenge me now.
Well, we all know what's gonna happen. Cody's gonna force his way into
Do
a
we?
title shot. Yeah,
Do we?
That's
Is that the intel from the writers' room?
That's that's what this leads to.
Yeah,
You know,
sure.
Cody
Yeah.
versus Drew at WrestleMania is probably or I was thinking about this earlier, and another probably direction that this could go is Cody versus Drew, or even versus Jacob Fatu at Elimination Chamber. Cody wins the title. We get Roman Cody 3 at WrestleMania. So I feel like that's the direction that we're heading now. But yeah, I'm sick of this Drew Cody feud. This has been going on since like what, August, July. So
If they know what's
Yeah.
good for them, they'll make it Drew Cody Roman Jacob.
for
Yeah.
way.
But honestly, Emil, if you were watching wrestling 20 years ago, back in 2004, you would have been so sick of how Triple H versus Shawn Michaels never seemed to end.
Oh yeah, I will for sure. I will definitely.
Natapos lang siya na naging face na si Triple H.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nagkataon lang siya na nagkataon lang na there were still single brand pay-per-views then, so you don't have to watch,
Every month.
Every month.
It
but
didn't end during the Hell in a Cell.
no,
Nope.
dude.
Nope.
That's why the WrestleMania 20 main event was a triple threat. Because Triple H versus Shawn Michaels didn't end.
Oh. So that was a feud from HBK returning nung SummerSlam
Yeah.
2002, and then it stretched pa post WrestleMania 20. They had that Hell in a Cell at Bad Blood.
Yeah, Bad Blood. I was asking. Oh my god.
Yeah, that was a long story.
Well, yeah, I don't mind it because I don't really mind people holding grudges for a long time because that's realistic. That's realistic grudge behavior. diba?
Yeah.
So people tend to say, people like to say that they want long-term storytelling, but when they actually give you long-term storytelling, you say no. Like, it is funny because Drew did cause all those problems, but still, he's a dumb villain acting like a dumb villain. You know?
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Let's talk about the AJ Styles of it all. So, natalo siya kay Gunther. He was put to sleep and then nagulat siya. Yun na yun, tapos na yun. And then after that, it was a very emotional final few beats of AJ Styles as a WWE superstar. He motioned towards taking off his gloves, but then he kept them on. He did yung phenomenal one pose niya, and then did the too sweet dun sa corner before eventually the screen faded to black. So what do you think is going on here? Has AJ Styles hung it up for good, for real, for real?
No.
I don't believe it. I do not believe it. I want to let the story play out and wait for Raw at least tomorrow.
Yeah, same. Yeah. I don't think this is it.
Sabi ni babyface producer Jasper, TNA run.
Sure.
Or AW run.
Like I don't mind it. I just don't think it's over yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
you think na may WWE arc pa si AJ? Meron ba?
Yeah. Yeah, I think people giving tributes to AJ are kind of faking out.
yeah.
I don't believe
Yeah.
I don't believe anyone buys the fact that, AJ will be ending his career, his WWE career in Saudi Arabia.
So ito yung babyface version ng I still got a lot left in the tank.
Yeah.
Which AJ actually did, by the way.
yeah, he did this shit.
2 years ago.
The babyface version of Mark Henry's retirement.
Yeah. Which nga, AJ Redux in 2024.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no way this is it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yung isang kasama ko sa Arabic international team or announce team posted a photo of him and AJ after the match. I'm like, oh, swerte nito ah. Naka-picture pa si Tito Allen.
I will say that this fake retirement is much better than the local fake retirement.
God.
Uh-huh. Okay, what if after positing that it's a fake retirement, it turns out to be a shoot retirement?
I think it's all right. If it's a shoot retirement, it's a shoot WWE retirement. Like Ric Flair.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with bro. This is the end of his WWE career, but not necessarily the end of his wrestling career. Still has ways to go. I still want that AEW run. You know, I want to see AJ versus Omega one last time, or finally get to see that match. So, yeah.
So gusto niyo ng AJ Styles' last match na special on Thriller.
Sure.
Like Ric Flair.
I mean, AJ is a product of the indie.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing that. Honestly, yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Okay, let's cross over to some AEW talk and talk about Tommaso Ciampa winning the TNT Championship in his debut on Collision.
Yeah, interesting stuff. I guess they wanted to make Ciampa happy. I think deserved then. Mark Briscoe had a good run naman. I think he kind of took that TNT Championship from Kyle Fletcher and pretty much derailed yung run to Kyle Fletcher as a single star. So I like that they're kind of resetting this whole thing. And I don't think it's the end of Mark Briscoe as a part of the TNT Championship scene, but I feel like they wanted to make a good impression upon Ciampa, and why not? Why not give it to him like this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm glad this happened because usually what would happen is someone would debut, they would lose a title match, and they get lost in the shuffle. I'm glad that they kind of changed change how they do things, and actually gave Ciampa here a championship. I miss seeing Ciampa as a singles guy. He has been competing as a tag wrestler the past couple of years with DIY. So to see him as a singles guy again, it was nice to see.
Mm-hmm. All right, congrats to Tommaso Ciampa for winning a championship in AEW in his first match there in his new workplace.
Yep.
Let's go to TNA, where Steve Macklin will have to find himself a new workplace after he opened the Fired briefcase following Feast or Fired.
Emil.
Wait, is this legit?
No, it's legit. Yeah,
he
put up his booking email.
What a shitty way to go out, huh? Has this been done before in TNA?
Well, yeah, it has.
Yes.
Well, to be fair naman kasi TNA contracts are really varying. Like sometimes they are long term, sometimes they're not. And I guess and a lot of people end up not renewing their TNA deals. Diba? Like TNA is like the only major wrestling company that kind of does like 10 days,
Wow.
At saka may history yung Feast or Fired na whoever gets the pink slip actually does leave the company na.
Oh, so I think
it's the way to write them out.
It is their plot device for departures.
All right. Then good luck to him. Kung saan mo siya pupunta.
Ako naman, I don't mean to hate on Steve Macklin, but I just was not compelled by a singles run. Like, what was that group? Forgotten Sons, diba?
Yeah.
The Forgotten Sons.
Yeah.
If that got a little more momentum, sana, I would have cared about Steve Macklin's singles career, but it wasn't. I think he was constantly trying to make the whole army vet thing work. But I think in wrestling you don't really think much of the army veterans. You love to say thank you for your service, but still, you're still an army guy.
To be fair, naunsam yung Forgotten Sons because of Jackson Riker.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, fucking gunner.
Sheesh.
Yeah,
Wait, wasn't he world champion?
Gunner, yeah.
No. Macklin.
Yeah, he was exactly right.
Yeah.
So Macklin, they tried the gunner thing on Macklin. So it wasn't really compelling, and he wasn't, or the gimmick wasn't like the best one for him. Maybe some people like that, but I don't think it really set the world on fire, the TNA world on fire. So wherever he goes next, good luck to him.
And over on Triple A, if you guys haven't watched yet, the weekly shows on YouTube, one, they're free. Two, they're actually pretty fun. And three, you can actually see yung baby steps of Rey Mysterio and JBL being broken into commentary. Well, si JBL, he's done commentary for a while, pero Rey Mysterio being a color commentator literally in the infancy stages.
Sobrang halatang bago pa eh.
He is really doing the Chris Charlton thing. He's the one translating the Spanish stuff.
Walang ibang Spanish speaker dun eh.
Exactly, yeah. Conan. Well, Conan wasn't there.
Yeah, Conan
wasn't there. So Rey Mysterio is the de facto translator pag walang subtitles. Kasi some of the episodes ng AAA actually have subtitles.
Yeah, some of the promos.
Ako na this week wala.
No. In the subtitling was actually pretty inconsistent. Like yung promo ni Dom may subtitles. Yung promo ni
Santos
Escobar wala. So that was messy as hell.
No, I'm not sure if you noticed, pero last week there was an in-ring promo and that had subtitles.
Oh, I didn't watch last week's episode. I didn't catch it.
All right.
Yeah, so yun nga, napansin ko lang na yun nga, hindi din siya consistent that way. I wish it were.
Boss Undertaker, ayusin mo naman.
Uy, lang sinasabi, di ko sinisisi Boss Undertaker.
Just make the subtitling consistent.
Yeah, his name is they're in the executive producers.
Talaga ba?
Yeah,
he really is the HBK of AAA.
Yeah, I know he's the showrunner, essentially the showrunner of AAA. One of the talking points from this week's AAA is the return of TJP to the WWE umbrella. So apparently he's no longer with New Japan, and he brought his Aswang character to AAA, and Corey Graves even called him the Oswang.
No, it's not Oswang. For Corey Graves, it is Oswang.
Oh my gosh.
That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying on Discord. That's why I said as in penis. Oswang.
Yeah.
Oswang.
The weirdest thing about this is you guys say that he's not an NJPW contracted wrestler anymore, but he still does the United Empire sign.
Yeah. So that's pretty weird.
That's pretty weird. And we all know the history with NJPW. They are in a working relationship with CMLL, which is the rival.
That's actually pretty weird.
The rival of AAA. So I don't think, NJPW will be happy to see someone from the other side doing the.
I mean, it's just a group. It's just
Yeah.
It's like people doing Too Sweet in WWE.
Fair. I just thought it was weird.
But it is weird to say we're not quite clear on where he stands with the United Empire at this point.
Kasi si Akira lang yung bumalik, di ba?
Yep.
So that was the sign na TJP was no longer around. I was watching that match. It was a number one contenders match for the Cruiserweight Championship sa AAA. And it was really funny hearing JBL say about TJP na this kid. And I'm like, teka lang, TJP is 42 years old.
To be fair, he's 42. He was a kid for like half of his pro career.
That's also true. So TJ has been wrestling since he was 15 in 1999.
In Mexico.
In Mexico.
Wow.
He's a 27-year vet. He's 42 years old. Pero he's got the Filipino genes, the Asian genes, kaya mukha pa rin siyang bata. Ang nakakaloka lang nung narinig ko na JBL was calling him a kid. Siguro nasanay lang di si JBL kasi nga to him, 'di ba, almost everybody is a kid. And TJP is 42. Aerostar, who they call the young man, is 41.
And mas kita mo mas matanda si Aerostar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, that was wild.
If you still are a TJP fan, congrats. He's pretty much back in WWE at this point. Because as you saw in the Rumble, the AAA stars got to be in the Rumble. If you get popular enough, if there's space for you and no space for Finn Balor, then,
oh God, yeah.
Sorry, Jasper. Sino pa rin ka may spot sa Rumble, pero si Finn Balor wala.
Payag ka, Jasper. Pinasok na si Mr. Iguana.
Some guy who hasn't wrestled for WWE got to debut as Roy Skis, and Finn Balor, who's been there for 11 years, did not get to do the Rumble.
I was actually kind of expecting Leon Slater, but
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Yeah.
Walang TNA person this year.
Wala.
Nope. Yeah, on both Rumbles, wala.
Not even Joe Hendry, who is technically
Yeah, weird. That was
WWE.
weird. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Interesting stuff going on in the WWE umbrella, and even for me, it's kind of weird to call it the WWE umbrella now, kasi, diba, with the TNA association and then AAA being purchased. But this is the world we live in, you know.
May Noah pa, may Marigold pa.
Ah, that's right. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Anything else that we missed? Oh, yun, since you mentioned Marigold, I popped for Julia, Io, and Asuka getting to face off in the Women's Rumble. But I was pretty sad that the live crowd did not.
It is what it is.
Sadly.
That made me very sad.
Also, they didn't really do much. They didn't do any Joshi style wrestling there.
Sure,
That's fine.
but like I was all in just for the moment, but the fact na nagkaharap-harap silang lahat, basically three generations of being the face of the Joshis.
And there was a storyline development there with Kyrie and Asuka.
Oh yeah.
That
Yes.
was a good. Yeah, that was a good thing.
Again, the little stuff that you should be watching out for, but
Yes.
you're too busy fixated on whether or not there are surprise returns.
You're too busy waiting for Bully Ray to come back.
Or Chris Jericho. Dami na disappoint. Wala si Chris Jericho.
Jasper payag ka,
I
Chris
was
Jericho,
expecting-
pero walang Finn Balor.
Uy, may nagsabi sa comments natin, hindi ko maalala sino, pero may nalugi daw sa pusta kasi they bet on Chris Jericho appearing. Oh, ito, binention ni Julian AI. What about El Grande Americano versus El Grande Americano?
Yeah,
that was
actually,
funny. That was hella funny.
That was pretty fun. I like that. That is one of the story stuff that I like watching. Like clearly, they're not the same beast, and WWE has acknowledged that they're not the same person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ikaw, Emil, what do you think about that?
That's gonna be a Mania match right there.
It is. I think it is going to be a Mania match for this year. So they already
Mask
started.
versus Mask.
Sino yung babyface doon?
The new one.
Si Tangkad.
Si Dos.
The new
Dos
one.
is
The
clearly
new
the baby face.
siya yung siya yung chini-cheers. Sa AAA, baby face siya, di ba? So,
Ito, si Chino is in the YouTube chat saying, walang Jericho, walang kwenta.
dami talaga nagantay. I think online wala pa rin nagantay.
I guess it's fair.
Yeah.
I suppose. But again,
ginusto niya yan eh. Kayo nag-expect ng Chris
yeah,
Jericho.
you set your own expectations, so you set yourself up to fail. But nobody was like, no code was being shown,
Yeah, fair.
No one was to be saved. Sabi ni Yuji, yung isa El Grande, yung isa El 20 na.
Uno and dos.
Alright, let's get the picks of the week. Ro, what is your pick?
My pick of the week was from Collision yesterday. Crew versus the debuting Rascals. So it was 2 out of 3 of the Rascals. Pretty fun. They got to do the Rascal stuff on AEW, which I guess is a bigger audience than TNA. A lot of fun. If you miss what the Rascals could have been all about in WWE, they're doing it on TNA.
Chumonki ba sila?
It seemed that way. At least during the backstage interviews.
Yeah. And when I was watching this, ako lang nalaman na Lacey Lane is associated with the Crew.
My God. Yes, Emil.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Nag-sorry na naman si Emil Nate. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Pero at least warranted to.
Kasi, yeah.
Di siya updated eh. Oh, Emil, ano pick of the week mo?
Alright, so my pick is the TNT title match ng Collision was Mark Briscoe versus Tommaso Ciampa. It was a great match. It was a hell of a match. Like I said kanina, really made me miss Tommaso Ciampa as a singles guy. And Mark Briscoe, he was a hell of a champion. Yeah, I think on commentary, he won the title December or November.
November.
November. Full gear.
Full year.
Full year, diba? And the commentary has said that he has defended the title 9 times since then. So, wow. Great title reign for Mark Briscoe. But yeah, it's Tommaso Ciampa's time now as a champion. I still like yung dinala pa rin ni Ciampa yung mannerism niya from NXT to WWE holding the title that way. Yung gano'n, yung
Hindi lang yun, yung pat on the back, ginawa din niya.
Oh, yun, yeah. So, parang for familiarity reasons, I like the Tommaso Ciampa that I saw nung Collision. So, congrats to
Emil,
Tommaso.
that's character consistency.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
character work.
Which I like. Yeah, I really dig. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. My pick of the week is AJ Styles versus Gunther. Just a classic match. Early contender for match of the year. Clearly mas dramatic because of the stakes that were involved. And as we're talking about it now, di pa rin natin alam kung ano talaga yung ramifications of Gunther putting AJ Styles to sleep. But it was a hell of a match. I had so much fun calling it. Kami ni Carlo, we were showing so much respect for AJ and everything he did for the business, pre-WWE, in WWE. And we were able to, just add the stakes in Tagalog for this legend who, ayun nga, whether or not ito na yung katapusan ng career niya, ako personally, as someone who was working that match, that show, I'm satisfied na I was able to get to call that kasi ang sama pa rin ng loob ko that we didn't get to call Cena's last match. So at least we got, AJ and Gunther.
Purportedly, his last match.
Sure. Before we get out of here, Christian has a question. Thoughts on Brock and Elias a Royal Rumble, possible David versus Goliath match?
Oh my god, I hated Brock not selling for Ilya. That was the one part of the match where it.
To be honest with you, Brock tends to sell when it's 1-on-1, diba? So I guess he was told to be Brock at that point in the match.
Fair.
But if you were to get them in a match, like he sold for Bryan Danielson, diba? He sold for Finn Balor.
Did he sell for Ambrose? Diba galit si Ambrose nun?
Iba naman yun eh. They
wala na silang chemistry.
They had legit heat then.
Yeah, and Brock was preparing for his UFC return that time, so it wasn't like wasn't risking it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but kung sakaling dun yung ihip ng hangin, diba, for Brock and for Ilya at WrestleMania, sure, why not?
Yeah,
why not?
Why not? Yeah. True.
The pain will entertain. Will entertain us.
Gusto naman yun ni Ilya.
Yeah. All right, let's get to some quick plugs before we get out of here. Emil Nate, kailan ka sasayaw ng Kit Wilson?
Just follow the podcast on all social media platforms. Yeah, come on, bring it in.
Okay, bring it in, man.
Love y'all.
Okay, Eruption. Ro, what do you have going on?
Guys, new episode of the Bolos Club PH podcast for Magic the Gathering players up on Spotify and YouTube. Just search the Bolos Club PH. If you play Magic, you know who Bolos is. Tickets to Fast Break are still available. I don't know if they're bringing the Gen Ad tickets back. There was a flash sale over the weekend for Gen Ad, but I hope they do because I think people still want to get. Right now, only Platinum and SVIP tickets are available, so let's hope that they bring back in Gen Ad because the show is 1 week from Sunday.
So, diba, if you have tickets to Fast Break, you'll get early access to WrestleStorm.
Hey, indeed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hey, eto, note for us here in the Philippines who are exposed to the 1 week from Sunday / 1 week from Saturday bit. I spoke to a listener of the podcast from the States, si Matt Scott, friend of the pod, of the Wrestling Kickback. Sabi ni Matt Scott, yung 1 week from blah blah is apparently common in sportscasting there, but not in casual conversation. Like no one says, "Uy, we're gonna have drinks 1 week from Sunday." Like even they find it weird, pero sanay sila hearing it on the broadcast.
It's because nobody wants to calculate, anything more than a week, more than 7 days.
I guess so, yeah. Or parang hindi sila tulad natin na next Saturday. I think that's a Philippine English thing naman.
Indeed.
Yeah. So yun. So we'll just keep making fun of it here on the pod kasi nakakagago siya.
Yes.
All right, for me naman, just a quick plug for NBTC Court Report. New episode this Friday at 7 p.m. as we get on the road to madness in MOA. All right, follow the show at Wrestling2Xpod, at Wrestling Podcast, wherever you are on social media. Individually, it is at _Stancy, at Roeswar, at Chino Supersized, at EML_Meister. Thank you as well to babyface producer Jasper, even though he is brokenhearted na wala si Finn Balor ng Royal Rumble. We will pray na Finn Balor will be okay, para sinasabi ng Masked Man show. As for us, we'll catch you again on Thursday, same time, same place for another live stream, 8 p.m. here on the Facebook page and on the YouTube channel. Thanks for joining us for another live stream of the longest-running weekly episodic Filipino wrestling podcast. For Ro Moran and Emil Nate, I'm Stancy, reminding everyone to stay safe, stay healthy, and don't be toxic. Wrestling Podcast, out.
Peace. Toxic.